If you are feeling tired, unmotivated, uninspired, and ready to give up, all you need to get your energy back is a piece of paper. In this video, I will show you exactly how. If you feel like you've burned out, it's not because there is something wrong with you. Your life is just full of things that drain you. I found myself waking up at 4:30 a.m. with a pounding headache, no energy, and a deep feeling of hopelessness. I had built the dream: income, business, success. And I still felt dead inside. Then, one simple exercise shifted everything for me. It wasn't a supplement, and it wasn't more sleep. It was a mental shift, and I will walk you through it step by step today. About 2 years ago, I was grinding and working 16 hours a day. My second business was finally growing after the first one failed miserably. I had, watch out, 0 customers on my first attempt. And it was because I didn't give it my all. I didn't pursue it with my full power. I just wanted the lifestyle of an entrepreneur, of a business owner. The cars, the watches, the clothes, the holidays, the restaurant. What I didn't want was the work, the calls, the meetings, the planning, the execution, the risk, all of those things required to become a successful business owner. Second time around, I learned my lesson. I went all in. I was ready to sacrifice everything to make this business work. And sacrifice I did. I sacrificed my health, my sleep, my mental state, my relationships, my time. I gave up everything just to win. And yeah, the business worked, but I didn't. I found myself shouting at the people that I love and care about, destroying my relationships with them because the arguments were really easy to get into. I was like a walking bomb. Whenever there was something that came up, I was ready to explode. I felt numb, 0 positive emotion at all. The things I used to enjoy, reading books or going to the gym or just sometimes cooking a nice meal, did not give me pleasure at all. I felt like I was completely turned off. And I think that worst of all, I lost my creativity. My creative brain was completely shut off. I was unable to have a vision for the future, plan, or dream, or goal. These things were not even in my vocabulary. I was stuck in survival mode. I was trying to go from a day to day, and I wasn't able to plan the future, look at the future, or set even goals for the future. The simplest tasks like going shopping or going to a barber or having to fix something around the house, they felt like the biggest challenge in the world. They felt impossible for me. And each task felt like an obstacle that I couldn't get over. And that was my breaking point. One morning, I was sitting in my car just before going to work for a 16-hour day. And I started Googling. I had like 15 minutes and I started Googling how to get more energy. And the answers I got were sleep more, drink more water, take magnesium, which is not bad advice at all. But I was looking for a fix, for something that would be more meaningful, for something that would actually work. Then I found this random podcast. The title of the podcast was Recharge. And the guest talked about viewing yourself like a battery. The exact quote he said was, "Think of yourself as a battery." And that line stopped in my tracks because before that I was trying to push through burnout. I was trying to stop being burned out by working more. But when I heard that line, my mindset changed from trying to push through burnout to trying to understand the causes of my burnout. So that same night, I came back from work tired, but I cared too much about trying to fix my life to just go to bed and go to sleep. I took out a piece of paper, I split it in half and divided it into two columns. Left column, I put things that charge me up, because I was going with that battery metaphor. Which things actually give me more energy? Which things, when I complete them, give me a feeling of being charged up? Then, right side of the paper, I put in which things drain me, right? Which things take my energy away? After what activities, after interactions with which people do I feel drained? Do I feel like I have no energy? And I made the list. So I put in things that charged me up and things that brought my charge down. Just think about a phone, right? What are the moments, hypothetically, metaphorically, where you're getting charged up, like your phone is on the charger, the battery is getting boom, 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 up? And what are the moments when you are draining your battery, right? When you are recording a video, for example, or you're watching some videos online, something that's really draining on your battery. What are the activities for you? Here is what showed up on my list, a left side. So, things that charge me up. Going on long walks without my phone. This was key, by the way, without my phone, because every time I had my phone around, I would be connected. I would be trying to work, or I would be thinking about ideas, or it would be so easy to pull up the phone and check something, or get a text messages, or get a phone call, and it would take me out of this recharging activity, which was walking, looking around, letting my brain have thoughts and enabling it to restore that creative battery. Next one, lifting heavy weights. Till this day, lifting heavy weights is one of the biggest rechargers of my energy. And back then, what I did was I sacrificed my fitness in order to grow my business. Because instead of working out however much I wanted to, I limited my workouts to 1 time or 2 times per week, which honestly, most of the time it was 1 time per week. And the workouts, I would also cut them short because I didn't feel like I had the power to actually pursue a meaningful, challenging workout. Deep talks with friends, deep conversations with other people, especially other people that understood me, that got me, that had the same mindset and the same goals that I had. There is nothing as recharging as having a conversation with a friend who understands you about the topic that you both care about. And this was something that I was missing at the time. Learning something new. When you're learning something new, whether that's learning a language, whether that's learning a skill, or whether that's just even practicing some sort of a sport, when you learn, for me at least, it brings me so much pleasure. And I am not talking about only accumulating knowledge, but also taking that knowledge and applying it in your life. This is what true learning is about. Journaling, writing things down in my journal, writing down my thoughts, my plans, writing down gratitude, right? Prompts in my journal. All of that was charging me up, in my opinion, at the time. Planning for the future, setting up the big vision and creating the big vision, building it brick by brick, eating clean, really clean. At the time, I was eating ready-made meals from the supermarket at least 3 to 4 times per week because I didn't have time to prepare things for myself. So I would just hit a pizza almost every day, right? Because you can throw it in the oven, it's quick, and you don't need to prepare it. But I paid a huge cost for that. I was gaining weight. I didn't feel good with myself, which was probably the worst thing. Being in the moment, being present, being where your feet are. For me, it was being where my feet were, just surrendering to the moment for a little bit. And the last one was gratitude, being grateful for all the things that I had, because I had the success, I had the income, I had the business that I wanted to build, but I just couldn't enjoy it. Now, right side of the paper, things that drained me. Overthinking every decision, just trying to be the perfect decision maker, right? Making the perfect decision, which is usually impossible. I was thinking, how can I optimize this? How can I change this? Or how can I pick my customers so that they are perfect? No way to do it, right? But that's what I was trying to do. It was draining my energy. Scrolling social media without a purpose and using social media without a purpose. Going on Instagram, bam, 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 scrolling. Going on other apps, YouTube, Facebook, and scrolling and getting all this stimulation, right? Not good at all. Working with people who drain my energy. The biggest one, probably, for me. If you hate the people that you work with, first, don't expect your work to bring you pleasure, because work is people and the people you work with will create your environment. But second of all, just give yourself the opportunity to work with people that you admire and respect and see what the results will be. I just wish that for you, because when you respect and admire the people you work with, you show up differently and you get different results. Feeling guilty for resting, another one, big one, right? Because I don't think that you can work too hard if you give yourself enough rest. You can work very, very hard if you rest enough. But if you don't rest and you try to work hard, it's like the feeling that I had was like my fuel tank in a car was empty and I was trying to drive the car. And I would press the acceleration, but the car wouldn't go because there is zero fuel, right? And that recharging time, the time where you're just like not trying to pursue a goal, this is where that fuel comes into your tank. Junk food binges, I talked to you about that pizza, but yeah, I had a huge eating disorder and I wasn't able to control my appetite. I would eat to kill my numbness and to kill my bad feelings, right? Because I felt that like if I ate a lot of bad things, I would lose energy. And if I would lose energy, at least I wouldn't feel anxious, I wouldn't feel afraid, and I wouldn't feel tired and hopeless, right? Because if I would bring my power down, the negative energy would also be less powerful. What I didn't think about is that my positive energy, the creator energy in my life, would also get less powerful. Forcing fake positivity, but in a way where I would try to rationalize my situation with fake optimism. So I am all for positive energy, but there is a mistake that a lot of people make, that's using positivity as an excuse to stay in the situation where they are. Because you can always rationalize and you can always say that, oh, it's going to get better. Especially if you're in a terrible situation, you're working with terrible people that you don't like. So this is when positivity can bite you in the ass, when you are trying to rationalize a bad situation with just like optimism, because optimism is amazing, right? You want to be positive. You want to believe that good things are coming to you. You want to have hope. But what you don't want to do is just wear this rose-tinted glasses on. When you're rationalizing, you have a terrible job, but you're like, no, this is going to get better. And meanwhile, it's not getting better unless you get better, right? And the question is whether that job is the right environment for you. Might not be. You might change jobs, or you might change the people that you work with, or you might change positions, or maybe completely change your careers. But yeah, that's another one. Saying yes when I meant no, especially with business relationships. I would take on too many customers and try to service them all because I cared so much about succeeding. I don't think this was bad because I know why I did it. I had a strong reason. But at the same time, when I wanted to say no, I felt like I didn't have the power inside, and it was just draining me because I felt forced to working, not I wanted to work, right? Like right now, where I want to actually attack my reality, where I want to create my dream life, where I want to pursue those goals. It was more of a forced energy, right? That energy where you are, when somebody forces you to do something instead of you doing it out of your own accord. Unrealistic pressure on myself, trying to become a top 1% performer, top 1% successful person, top 1% net worth in an unrealistic amount of time. The truth is, success and anything in life, it's like growing a plant. So the plant starts out slowly, right? You only see some little green things, and then like you water it every day, you give it sun, you give it your energy, and all of a sudden your plant starts growing until you can't believe how big it got. But it didn't get big because you shouted at it like, grow, plant, grow. No. You fed it, right? You nourished it, you cultivated it, you gave it what it needed, and then it started growing automatically. You didn't have to do anything. You just provided with the right resources. And last one, comparing myself to influencers with a totally different life path. The truth, you don't know what it took for someone to get where they are, and you cannot ever be on their level because you don't know where they are coming from. And also, for many of these influencers, people you see, you don't know how their real life looks like. They are just showing you their highlight reel, their best moments, right? But there are also many hard and tough moments that they don't share with you. But I was trying to compare myself to all the people flexing Ferraris and Lamborghinis on social media, and I was unhappy because I wanted to be like them, right? This was the dream I felt that I was working towards, when in reality this was draining me. The comparison between me and them was a drain on my energy. And just like seeing it all written down in one place, I remember that first time in months I saw my reality clearly, because I basically did a checkup on myself, and I saw what was charging me up, the activities that were giving me energy, and what was charging me down, what was bringing my charge down, the activities that were draining my energy. And let me tell you, the activities that were draining my energy were more numerous than the activities that were bringing my energy up. Now, I also did a very important thing after that. Here is what made the biggest impact, in my opinion. I didn't try to add in more of the good stuff because my bandwidth, my capacity at the time was like so full, I couldn't add in more. I saw that, right? That I can't add in like lifting heavy weights on top of all of this, or going for long walks or something like that, because I was just too busy. But I figured out that I can easily remove the bad stuff. And then I thought that if I removed the bad stuff, the good stuff would come automatically, and it did. So I didn't focus on adding on more stuff on the Charge Me Up list. What I focused on was eliminating the things that brought my charge down. And in this way, it was something I call addition by subtraction. Because when you remove the bad things in your life, the good things get bigger. So I focused totally, like all of my attention, on removing the things that drained my energy. And then I realized that energy wasn't about doing more. It was about removing what's in your way. So here is what I want you to do. Follow this exactly, step by step. Stop the video if you need to, and do it with me. Trust me, it will be so beneficial for you, especially if you are going through a period of being tired and exhausted and feeling like you don't have energy. So, first step. take a piece of paper like this. Then what you do is you divide the piece of paper in half. Left side, things that charge me up. Right side, things that bring my charge down. Here's a moment for you to do it. Pause the video right now and do it. Now, once you've done it, now we want to list them. So list all the things that charge you up, the things that bring your energy up. You can use my examples that I wrote down on my list, but try to personalize them as much as you can to yourself and be really specific. It's about the details that you can put in there. So if going for a latte with Mary energizes you, you write it down. Right? And this is only something that you can write down, because I don't know which people bring your charge up. I know that there are people who bring your charge up in your life. You just have to figure out which people those are, right? So be very specific about the things that bring your charge up. The same rule applies. List down, and it's a minimum 12 or 10 point list. List out the things that bring your charge down. What are they? What brings your charge down? What makes you feel worse? What makes you feel discouraged? What activities, when you are done with them, you just want to sit on the couch and do nothing? Which people make you feel guilty? Which people make you feel like you aren't enough? Which people make you think like you are thinking too big, like you're a dreamer, like you're unrealistic? You put them down, and you're also very specific here. If you have a person in your job, let's call him Mark, and Mark is just silly and dumb, and he's negative, and he's always talking you down, and he's always gossiping about other people, you put Mark down in the right column. I don't care, right? You don't live for Mark, so put him in the right column, stay away from him, right? So list them down. Now, you turn the paper the other way around. And when you turn the paper the other way around, I want you to write down first, time when I was most charged, and you write your little, maybe one paragraph. The time where you felt most charged. Maybe it was on a holiday. Maybe it was when you were working on a certain project. Maybe it was when you were practicing boxing really intensely. Whatever the example is, time when you felt most charged. Second one, time where you felt least charged. The time where you felt like you didn't have energy at all. This was my time in that story that I described to you. What was the time for you? What were you doing? What people were around you? What was the weather like? Where were you living, right? All of those questions matter. And then the last one, so paragraph number 3, write down, what do I look like at 100% charge? Hypothetical one. What would I look like? What would I do at 100% charge? And think through many areas. So what sort of work would you do at 100% charge? What sort of people would you work with at 100% charge? What would your free time be like at 100% charge? Well, how would you think, right? How would you speak? This is another one. How would you walk? What would you eat? All those questions, the more details you can put on yourself into this version of 100% charge, then it will give you more ideas. Now, when you complete that, go back to this, and then this from the back, these paragraphs gave you some ideas. So put all the ideas on this piece of paper again in the front. And then you have everything that you need. So you have your list of things that charge you up, your list of things that bring your charge down. You have time where you felt most charged, least charged, and what you look like at 100%. Now, what you do? You focus on eliminating the right side. One by one. You can't do it immediately, like cut off everything. It's a process, right? Pick the one that you think is the easiest to fix from these. For me, I remember it was scrolling social media mindlessly. Because I knew that this is an easy thing that I can eliminate. I can just like this, right? I can use an app. I can use something that is going to block my social media use. And then this little thing gives you the energy and the momentum to fix all the next things. This is the most powerful exercise I've found to control my energy and to maintain a high level of being charged or being at 100 all the time. I also want to give you some practical bits, tips on maintaining energy that I use right now. These are more behaviors and strategies and not actually fixing the understanding, but just that you have physically, biologically more energy. And the first one is waking up and going to sleep at the same time every day and having a stable energy level throughout. Avoiding insulin spikes early, so not eating very sugary, high carbohydrate, pasta, bread things in the day, because I found that whenever I have an insulin spike, my energy drops after that. So just avoid insulin spikes in your days, especially morning and afternoon time. Evenings may be okay for sleep. Now, non-negotiable, 30 grams of protein in every meal. I don't care, right? You need to get your protein in. It's responsible for so many reactions in your body, and also it will give your physique a better look. When you are eating more protein, you have more muscle by default without even working out. So if you're working out and you're eating protein, it's going to get even better. Make decisions fast. Don't overthink it. You will never have all the information. And the faster you make decisions, the faster you make progress. Think about a person who makes one decision per month. Okay, so month 1, one decision. Month 2, one decision. Month 3, one decision. In 3 months, he has 3 decisions. Now, think about a person who makes one decision per week, right? So in the same time, they will make 12 decisions. Who's going to move faster towards their goal? The person who one decision per month or one decision per week? Another one to think about. What if it's one decision per day? Because the person who makes one decision per day will have 90 decisions in the same time, about 90 of course. And this, it's not that people who make progress faster do different things. They just spend less time on each decision. And that's how you can actually move faster in life. You're bam, 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 bam. And someone is just thinking about the first decision all the time. Meanwhile, you're like 16 decisions ahead of them, and that's how you can overtake them in this competition, right? So that's how you win in the weeds, right? By making decisions faster. Drink 3 to 4 liters of water per day, just to let your body have what it needs. This is a no-brainer. You just need to do it. No caffeine after 11 a.m. Although sometimes I do cheat on this a little bit, but I feel it the next day. I only use it as like a booster rocket that I need for a day. If I know that I will have a really intense hard day, that's when I will drink the second coffee at about 11 a.m. And it gives me energy on this day. It takes away my energy on the next day a little bit, but I'm taking that trade because I can adapt and I can move things around and be more flexible with it. Now, next one, smile more and actually put a smile on your face, sometimes automatically. Do this with me. Exercise. Smile. Do you feel better than before? Of course you do. You feel more energy. We've got mirror neurons in our head, so it doesn't go only one way. So you feel happy, you smile. You smile, you also feel happy. A little trick that I've used multiple times in my life, numerous times, actually countless times, especially for sales meetings. When you have to present to a customer, that's when you use that, right? Because it's going to put you in the right mood to present to a customer, or like a job interview or something, or a date when you're meeting someone new. That's where you want to use that smile tactic to feel a little bit better. And also, you don't have to smile in a stupid, silly way, like with your teeth out. You can smile in a nice, confident way. And that also speaks to your brain, what sort of mood you're in. And the last one is trust your body signals. Just listen to yourself. Whatever your body is telling you, it has more experience than you do. Your body has been around for millions of years. You've evolved, right? Your ancestors evolved. You have genes that are more than 10,000 years old. They understand a lot. So actually listen to your intuition, to your gut, because whenever it's telling you that it needs something, there is usually a lot of information there. So read yourself like a book. Discover yourself. It's not only a journey of self-growth and progress, it's also, more importantly, a journey of self-discovery, of getting to know yourself better. Your body is a battery. You are a battery. Your mind is like an operating system, and you are in control of both. I know what it's like to feel empty, hopeless, and drained. And I also know how it feels to come back to life again and feel the optimism, the energy, and the fire to pursue your goals. If you feel stuck or tired, do this exercise today. Eliminate without talking, without overthinking. Eliminate the things that drain your energy. And look at your joy, at your enthusiasm come back to you. You don't need more motivation. You need more clarity. Now, if you want to download the list of top 50 books that built my mindset, my English, and my life, it's the first link in the description. Early access, I'm still finishing it, but you'll be the first one to get it with a bonus. Much love, and see you in the next one.